Thank you, God, for your grace, for your glory. Thank you for these gifts. Thank you for the greater. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
Hello, my royal people out there in listening and watching land by way of Spotify, Facebook, YouTube, however you are tapped in. Welcome to another session, another episode of Living Single with Dr. G podcast. We are so glad to have you here. I like to call you my G fam. What's up, G fam? Listen, tonight is not going to be any different. Today is not going to be any different. We got another special guest that's going to drop some nuggets and drop some keys to help those of you who are living single and those of you who are trying to get some better relationship goals for yourself to navigate navigate a happy and a healthy life, and for yourself and for someone else. Listen, we like to call this talk therapy. We talk to all kinds of people in all kinds of relationships. Divorce, sprayed in betweens, those who are single and searching, single and hoping, single and praying, single and crying. Wherever you're going to find something here out of their experiences. Listen, we ask all of our guests the same questions, but of course their experiences are different. So their response, their perspective is going to be different. But I guarantee you there will be some keys to help renew your mind, transform your life. It's about to get better for you. Listen, if you want to support us, we need your support to help us expand and become greater. You can text us. Well, first of all, you mail us or cash app us for financial support at 404-01-8591. Make note of that and drop whatever you drop is going to be a blessing to us. Okay, we got some great things coming up, and we want to do some live events for singles as well. So it's going to help us. Listen, if you want to be a guest and you want to dive into them questions, same number. Text us at 404-901-8591. Let's go ahead and get into it. Our special guest today is none other than a good brother, a good friend. I mean, a mighty man of God. And he comes with a lot of knowledge. He comes with insight. I'm going to let him pretty much tell you about it. So, my brother, introduce yourself. Tell us your name. Tell us your age and your relationship status.
All right. Well, brother, Dr. G, thank you for the opportunity to be on your platform here today to share this message with your family. And again, I love what you're doing. I love the concept, man. I wish you much continued success on this journey. I am Eric Taylor. I am a certified family nurse practitioner here in the city of Houston. I am 46 years young, and I am a happily married man of 24 years. And I am also known as Priority Male on multiple social media platforms, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. And you're welcome to follow me on any of those platforms. And I do a lot of men's health and health education for our community. And I'm here tonight to try to answer these questions to the best of my ability. And hopefully we can share some medical knowledge and some personal experience on this particular situation here.
Awesome, man. Listen, you've been a guest on BBV TV, Black Brothers View TV. We enjoyed you on that platform. And so it's a real good thing to have you here. You are genuine, you are authentic. You're like that family member, we're brothers, but it's like listening to you with your Priority Mail and tuning in. It's a safe place. It's a reliable place. And it's like, look, I'm gonna keep real with y'all, right? Okay, and I love it. And so I know we're gonna get some of that tonight. So I'm honored to have you here today, tonight, whenever they're listening, but we're recording right here tonight. I am so honored. There's a question that you do not have, none of the guests have. I listened to something today briefly. I heard about it. I don't know the full story behind it, but Steve Harvey Morning Show. They have this letter that's called this like the strawberry letter, something like that. Okay, and so Shirley Strawberry is the one who reads that. She recently, are you familiar with?
I think she went through a divorce and they knew about it. The man had cheated or something, and they didn't say anything or something to that nature. I try to stay somewhat current with all the scuttlebutt of Hollywood and all of that. But man, I try not to get in all that confusion because there's a lot of confusion. But I think I know a little bit about it.
So that's the part I heard, right? And there was a dialogue between why Steve them didn't say anything, and she said, y'all didn't say anything to me. I wouldn't have mind if y'all said something to me. She couldn't muster up the words, didn't have the words, or she was so embarrassed, so she didn't say to them, right? But there was something that she said. She's a powerful woman, right? She's well-known celebrity, but there was something that she said so many people can relate to, and I think I'm going to incorporate it into one of the questions here. But I'm starting tonight with you. She said, "I felt like a fool. I felt like a fool," and to hear she's someone who gave so many people, give so many people advice, talk to so many people. I can say this. I'm gonna be transparent. I felt that way before, right? And so there are people who are probably feeling that way right now. Before we dig into these questions about it, now this is off the cuff with you. So what do you say to someone who have done, been blindsided, or just whatever, and they feel like a fool? And that state of mind, how do you?
Well, I mean, you just have to be very true to what's going on with that situation. And you have to be somewhat compassionate, but you have to be direct and straightforward. And we don't like to tell the truth today, and we like to say what we think people want to hear without saying what really needs to be said. And basically, I can say that we all have been there. A lot of us have played the fool. She's not the first and she won't be the last. The key is what lesson did you learn in this? And then don't make those mistakes moving forward. And just know that hopefully there's somebody out there for you. And with karma is a bad beat. I know we're trying to keep this PG-13, but karma's a bad beat. So whatever's been done is coming back, baby, and ain't gonna even know why and how. So it's coming back. But all you can do is try to support them and encourage them to move on, close that chapter, get healed first, get closure, and move on. Don't double back. Don't go back down the streets you've already been down. If you know all the potholes, all the U-turns, all the speed bumps, well, I'm going to go back down that street. Keep moving forward. Yeah. I don't take back the steps.
Yes. That's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. And I love that analogy you use, because believe me, I do know certain roads. I know a pothole about to come up right after you go through that intersection right there, so avoid that.
Streets that you travel frequently, you know where everything is. So what? Why am I gonna go back down if I know somebody at the end of this street gonna rob me, and they robbed me before? Why am I gonna keep going down the street?
Right. Yeah. And take those lessons from it, not to repeat. That's real good. That's real good. Those are not the questions or whatever, but I appreciate that. I wanted to hear what you had to say about that. Listen, our first question, diving right into, and thank you. Good stuff. Already for the top. So red flags. Red flags are something we hear a lot about. Red flags are known as warning signs. What would you say regarding red flags that they should never ignore? See this red flag, potential mate. Red flags that you should never ignore.
All right, so let me preface this talk with, I have been happily married for 24 years. But I have personal and professional experience prior to being married that I know a little bit about this, and professionally, I see some of these red flags even when I don't want to see them because of what I do for a living. But you want me to give the male's perspective for women or the women's perspective for men, or both? What do you want?
Both. We got
ladies, let's talk to the ladies first, because I think that's where most of the meat and potatoes lies, is on the lady side of this plate. Because the men, it's a buffet out there for men today. Let's just be real. If you a single man, you got your stuff together, you on your square, you doing what you need to do, and you a decent looking dude, it's a whole buffet out there, baby. You can eat, from any nation, any day. And because there's a lot of, I hate to say it, but a lot of lonely women and a lot of desperate women out there. And if you just halfway show that you a masculine man, got your stuff together, you're going to get her attention and she's going to give you her time. Now, from a lady standpoint, if he is a grown man like he say he is, and things just don't add up, he ain't returning your calls, okay? He ain't got no transportation. And there's no valid reason why a grown man ain't got no transportation. If he's still living with his mama, why are you wasting your time there? Now, job, that can be a touchy situation because there are a lot of blue collar brothers out there that are grinding and working and building themselves. And it takes time for a man to hit his financial stride. And unfortunately, some women want a man to measure up to them. And it's kind of hard for some men because of the training, the education, and just the environment that they're in. So, but if he is doing what he needs to do, you're going to know what that looks like. But if things just don't add up. You know a scammer when you see one. You know a Pookie and a Ray Ray when you see one. But a lot of times we ignore all of the signs and symptoms that exist. Again, if you can't keep up with him, keep tabs on him. I ain't saying you got to know his every move, but if he ain't responding in a reasonable time, he goes ghost for hours or days. That's a red flag right there. Again, back to where is he staying? Is his name on the lease? Does he own that home? How is he moving around? How is he moving and shaking in the city? How is he going to be able to provide for you if he can't provide for himself? Okay. And then you got to, and ladies, again, I see this so much again, and this is, I'm not an expert in this, but I'm just telling you what I see professionally. Just because he makes you feel good, don't mean that he's the man for you. And a lot of times ladies are very emotional and y'all go on your feelings and your feelings get hurt a lot of times because he may be good in the bedroom, but outside the bedroom, he ain't nothing. And women, and this is one thing that I give women credit for. Women have intuition that we men probably will never have on the level that they have. A lot of time, a woman already knows. Yeah. She already knows this dude ain't worth her time. But he looks good on her arm. All of her girlfriends want him, so because they want him, she want him. And he gets physical. He gives her the physical touch that she desires. And he may provide that masculine energy that she's looking for, but he can't provide nothing else. So he's not really a complete package. So those are some of the red flags that I can see that I've seen personally and professionally. I might have missed some, but again, I want to preface, I'm not an expert in this. I'm just telling you what I've experienced with friends and patients that I've unfortunately had to entertain these conversations from time to time.
Yes. Man, that's good stuff right there. Come on, man.
Now, let's talk about for the man's perspective.
Yes.
All right, men need to be needed, ladies. Let's be very clear about this. And ladies, y'all are educated. Y'all out here doing that thing. Y'all out here getting the bag. Y'all boss, chicks, y'all doing all of that. But if you're not in a position to where this man can feel needed, and I hate to say it, I see it on the YouTube streets. I see it out in the world. A lot of women feel they don't need a man. And if that man doesn't feel needed, he is not going to stay around. Okay, he is not, and my mama is somewhere else. I didn't marry my mama, so I'm not gonna be here with all this. You do this and you fussing and cussing at me like I'm a 2-year-old when I'm a grown man, especially if I know I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. So for men, if you got a woman, unfortunately, she's doing that to you and she don't respect you, you need to really see why you're in that relationship, because that's not gonna last long term. Just the way men are built. But respect, you can tell a man all day you love him. But if you disrespect him, that love means nothing, because men are built on respect. And men, if you are being disrespected out the gate, don't even waste your time. Now, if you want to get your rocks off and keep it moving and she's willing to do that, you do your thing and keep it rolling. But you need to, that's the other thing, men, you need to be honest with these women. And this falls on men. Let me talk to the men real quick.
Yeah.
Some of y'all out here playing games and y'all think y'all slick and y'all ain't fooling nobody. The women allow themselves to be fooled a lot of the times, but I'm gonna just be man to man with y'all. If you know you don't mean this woman no good and you know this is just a physical thing, you need to be straight out the gate with her. And if she's down, go with the flow. But don't play lovey-dovey. Don't try to figure out in her head what kind of man she's looking for so you can measure and be that man. Because, men, we'll say anything to get you horizontal. And as soon as we get what we need, we out the door. And ladies, y'all got to be real careful to not give your hand, show your hand. Love is an action word. That man, his actions should show you who he is. People talk all day long. And my big thing with that is trust, but verify, because they lie all the time. All the time. So just because he's talking, look at the actions. Take mental notes. If you say he's going to do this, he's going to be here, he's going there, he's going to do that. Follow up on all of that. Because a lot of times it's just lip service. It's hot air. Because he's saying what he knows is going to stroke your emotions, your heartstrings. And once he gets into that, it gets into your mental, y'all done. It's easy. And a guy that really is a player at this, know what he's doing, or you can finesse the ladies out of anything you want. And it's a game, and some of these guys are professionals at it. So, yeah.
Oh!
I hope that answered it, bro.
Come on!
Like I said, I'm no expert now.
What? Grenade! What? Man, you know what? That's real talk. That's good stuff.
That's life.
That's life. And that's what's needed. You have just helped to free somebody. I really believe it. I know it. I know the purpose of this platform. You have just helped to free somebody, because it needs to be spoken, even from the voice and tone, from the experience, from what you bring. And see, that's the thing. You are anointed to bring what you do. So anyway, moving on. I want to hear some more. All right. So now, deal breakers. And first of all, to say what I wrote a note to what you said before I move to the next one. Men need to feel needed. This is from me. Men need to feel needed, not burdened.
That's it.
And yeah. And so there's a difference, sisters, in a man feeling needed and then burdened with everything you got. Do this, get this, get this, I need this, whatever. Now you're burdened. I thought you wanted to feel needed. I need this, I need that. No, that's not what he's talking about.
Well, I will add one thing, brother. Pressure is built for shoulders and not hips. Men have broader shoulders, women have wider hips. So we are built to take on the load of whatever it is she needs. If I'm a provider, if I'm a real provider like I say I am, she can dump all that on me, and I need to be able to handle that. I may not be able to do it all today, but I need to be able to do that. And that's why I'm here. That's her. She's my helpmate. And I'm here to lead her in the right direction. So when she is able to offload that stuff with the realistic expectations, I should be able to check the boxes on those things that she needs and provide and protect her and make her feel safe, wanted, and all those things that women desire. But one caveat to that is you just can't go out there and mess something up without running it by me, or at least talking to me, and then want me to fix it when you the one that messed it up. That's why we got to communicate. We got to communicate. Because communication will be the death of a relationship.
Well, you said realistic. We're gonna deal with that later. Realistic expectation, right? Women, okay, right, and all of that part. That's all I'm saying. That part. We can move it on. That part. All right. So, deal breakers are something that we hear people, make mention of all the time. And so I want to ask you, what's the importance of deal breakers? And do you think that deal breakers should ever be negotiated?
Yes, they should be negotiated, because I'm going to be honest with you. Men, if you're looking for that perfect woman, and women, if you're looking for that perfect man, I'll be the first to tell you, they do not exist. They do not exist, okay? All them boxes you got in your head that you think you want and desire and think you deserve, you're not going to get it. If you can get 80%, the old school 80-20, if you can get 80% of that 100% that you're looking for, you better cut a deal and go on and live life. But if you're looking to check every box, if you're looking to get the whole 100%, you are going to be lonely and bitter. And that's for both men and women. But you're not going to find that 100% total package. You're not going to get it. He's going to be good in one and bad in the other, or mediocre in the other, vice versa. She going to be able to cook. She might not be able to clean. He going to be able to make love. He may not be the best provider. I mean, you're going to have to give or take some of this, because some of this y'all going to have to come together and capitalize on one another's strengths and weaknesses to build a life. And that's where the negotiation comes into play. Because unfortunately, what we see today is heavily weighted in negotiating and entirely what all the woman wants. And it's not that way. It's not going to be that way. Because if I'm giving everything to the woman, what do I have? What do I receive? You know, I see these things where women talk about they're the table, this, that, and the third. Yeah, that's fine. That's good talking points. That's going to get all the likes and stuff. But who is really the table? Do we make this table together? Or what? Who's providing for putting on this table? Because the man is supposed to be the provider and the protector. Procreate, be the priest, and all that other stuff, right? And if you find a real man, a thorough man that's on his square, he's going to do that to the best of his abilities with the ability that God has given him. And you and support him and encourage him and help motivate him to go out and conquer the world. But a lot of times we put the wrong or too much pressure on one another, and it's not realistic. And that's one thing I see again sometimes in the relationships is that, you know, men want a certain woman or a certain type of woman, and men want a certain type of man, and they have to have that, and that they don't get it. They don't find the relationship they're looking for, or they settle for something that may look like it's what they need and is actually not, and it ends up ruining them. So, but deal breakers for me would be if we're not equally yoked.
Right.
And I always look at the 4 F's, faith, family, finance, and then there's another F that I'm not going to say on this channel, but it's a 4-letter word. You know, I'll keep it real, but let's be real. But when you look at it like this, you either got to have the same faith or no faith at all. And y'all both got to have that. You either got to both want a family or don't want a family at all. You either both have to be financially yoked on the same page, or y'all it ain't gonna last. And then we already know the bedroom piece, it takes care of itself. But if you can check those 4 F's off, you got a great opportunity there to build a nice, solid relationship. Okay. But some people start off with that last F and then they want to check the other F's, and it's too late because you start off with the physical and you didn't even check the other stuff. So you don't even know where this is going. Yeah, he may again be good in the bedroom, but he can't do none of the others.
Right.
And vice versa.
Right. Boom. Yeah, right. So so I do believe in I'm with you with that. I guess I would just add, because of my personality, I would add my own 5th to that, and it would be staying with you with F. It would be fun, you know. The way I'm built, I have to be able to have fun with you. Now, some people we connect on faith and everything, family, whatever, and finance, good, you know, and physically you probably can't, you know. But it's like I got to be able to have fun with you, girl. Yes, you know. But I love that. Yeah, that sounds like a book you could do right there. Yeah. But that's a quiz right there. Those F's right there. That's a quiz right there. You know, and be upfront and honest and real about it with yourself as well as with the other person. You know, before you call yourself going down this long journey. Yep. You know, and I would say this to what I'm thinking about doing. I took a trip with some people last year, a year ago, and I was going out of the sake of my heart because of where they were going to and what was going on, and I wanted to, you know, show my support. But before we stopped at a store, before getting on the road, and things got turd and tensed before, you know, they wanted me to go on the road with them, but things got kind of tense, you know, before getting on the road. I was like, you know what, y'all can go ahead. I probably need to stay here. I can stay in Atlanta. And all of that, red flags, felt that way and everything. So I went on and I felt that way. I went on and got on the road. It took me a minute being on the road to kind of like shake it a little bit, really, because I didn't like what it took right before getting on the road. And say it again?
I wouldn't have gone with him. I don't do that. Not at this point in my life.
Listen, I don't do that, man. That's the thing. Now I'm mad at myself because at this point in my life, I don't do that. But I did it. That's the thing about it. I'm trying to help somebody. That thing you know you don't do, just don't do it. Yeah. And so I did I did it. And I was miserable and more miserable even coming back. I got so miserable that the music was loud and blasting profane music on all kinds of stuff. Whatever. You know me, you know I'm in here, and you're doing me like this, you know. And so I was texting my BFF Derek Ficklin. I was texting him at the time because he was in Florida. And my whole thing was because I was talking to him, I had on earphones and everything. It was still blasting beyond all of that. But anyway, I said I would never do that again. That's a scenario right there of putting yourself, allowing yourself to be placed in a situation that you already know this don't look good. It ain't starting out good. And this is to everything you're saying. I'm saying, check that list that all the FC just said, you know, and that one I gave, you know, check your list. If you don't see these things at the beginning, don't get into something hoping it's going to get better. Don't get into something, maybe things will change or because you are the one that got a good heart as to why you in it. No, don't do it.
It hardly ever changes and you ain't going to change nobody. And most times it only gets worse. So no, I'm not doing that.
So next question.
All right.
Wow. Hey, this good. Let me tell you, me and Inspire have been saying this has been good for us. All right. So I've had people even call back and say, special guests tell me it was cathartic for them. They were so glad I had them on here. People, I've been hearing people already. I've been hearing people who heard someone else who was married and they were in a breakup. Their man said, I needed to hear that before, you know. And so the next question, hard. What makes it hard out here in these streets being single in today's culture as opposed to before in our, former culture of our parents?
Well, today is a hookup culture. You know, we don't court. I'm dating myself now. We don't court people like we used to, really date. Today, and again, I'm speaking from the professional aspect now, there's so many dating apps out there right now, and somebody's on a dating app right now, swiping left, swiping right, or however that goes. I don't even know, because like I said, I've been out the game 24 years. They don't make them like me and my wife, and we are rare when it comes to black love. But yeah, the culture we live in today is too focused on how quick can I hit and what can I get out of this real quick and move on to the next. You know, and it's like, we don't really get to know the person. You're meeting their representative, and guys that have resources to spend, they'll spend the money on you. And I hate to say it, I'm telling you what I see professionally. Some women think because a guy spent $300-400 on a nice meal, that means something, and it really means nothing because he has the money to do that. And you just one quick leg for the next. He's gonna move on to the next. He ain't gonna even see you again. He probably ain't gonna even remember your last name. And we do have also too, and this is the medical aspect of it. If you didn't know, there, especially in Atlanta, gonorrhea, chlamydia is out of control. Syphilis, out of control. Atlanta is actually the new San Francisco, if y'all did not know from a medical standpoint. This is from an epidemiology standpoint when it comes to sexually transmitted infections. If you are in the Atlanta area and you meet somebody for the first time and you don't know who they are, we all grown here. Let's be real. We all grown. If you're going to have sex, make sure it's safe sex, because that 2 to 3 minutes of pleasure, you could get something that could cost you your life, take your life, or you could have it for life. It's up to you. And we all grown ups here now. But I see a lot of the hookup culture, man. And medicine has evolved to where the generation coming behind me, they don't really fear sexually transmitted infections. They don't really fear HIV because we have so many great treatments today that you can keep a normal, happy life. But I'll say this, a lot of people are not forthcoming about their status. And a lot of ladies, unfortunately, are being victims of their flesh. And these guys are taking full advantage of them. So, but yeah, it's a different world today. And the hookup culture, unfortunately, has ruined our community. And a lot of the guys out here that are not being fathers, they're making these babies and leaving them with the mothers. I mean, and that's a two-way street. It ain't just the guy, because if you weren't sexually assaulted, I don't want to use the other R word because I don't want you to get hit with copyright or whatever, however that goes, you know, these social media streets. But if you didn't sexually assault you, and you both laid there and consented and conceived that baby, there's responsibility on both sides. But unfortunately, the way it's portrayed is always the guy's fault. And I will say that the guy carries a lot of that burden. But as a woman, you know what you're doing. You're grown. And if you don't listen, you will learn from this example. And I would just encourage you to be out here and protect yourself, because I'm telling y'all, there's some things out here in the streets today that if you knew what I see every day, professionally speaking, you'd be celibate. But you know the running joke with celibate: if you celibate, somebody will buy a bit. Yeah.
Yeah, it will too. I love it. Celibate. Wow. That's man. This is why I have him here, y'all, because he's able to come and speak to you all, to all of us, to the singles in a different way. Those who are living single, our desire, our hope, our aim is to help you get to a place where you can live single, healthier and happy, and you know, and be careful about these hookups. But yes. I think I heard somewhere that Atlanta was above San Francisco with those numbers.
Bro. It's out of control, my brother. I'm telling you. And again, I'm just going to, this is really for the ladies, because the guys there, again, they're running amok through our community with our single, beautiful queens out there. And sadly, again, so many women see a guy because he's physically fit. You know, he got the six pack. He tall, dark, and handsome. He got all the sixes. He's 6 foot tall, makes 6 figures, got the six pack and six whatever. And these women fall for that guy. And if you see that guy that way, don't you think everybody else see him the same way too? That's and if he doesn't have to work hard to get your body, what do you think? What do you think he's doing with the others? What do you think? And I'm not giving secrets or anything, because this is happening real time. And I see this professionally. And I'm in Houston. And Houston is not far behind y'all. I'll say that.
Yes. Wow.
So ladies, protect yourself. Protect yourself, ladies. There's some real stuff out here in these streets. Protect yourself.
Yeah. But you said it right. Okay, right now you're saying ladies, protect yourself. And earlier you said what the brothers doing to the queens. So if the lady see herself as a lady, if she see herself regard herself as a queen, then it's going to be hard for her to reduce to being treated any kind of way less than that. Understand you are a lady. Understand you are a queen. You know, you're not a hook.
True. But I want to be very careful with that queen term, because we use it too loosely. Okay? A queen is not a queen without a king, truth be told. Let's be real. Now, that said, how can I be? I'm trying to see the right way to say this without being ugly. I'm gonna have to come back to that point there, because what I want to say is probably not appropriate for this platform. We may have to talk later about that.
It's appropriate. It's needed. I just need you to articulate it. You go give it to him. You know how to articulate it. We need it. Don't want you take nothing away.
Oh boy, I don't know, bro. Let me pause on that one there for a minute. We'll come back to that. We'll visit that towards the end. Let's revisit that at the end. Just remember that question.
My goodness, about a hang in here to see what that's about. Hang in here, y'all, to see what that's about. Yeah, because I'm hanging on now. Let me have a get through these questions.
Let's go.
So what does it mean to settle? You hear people talk about settling all the time. What does it mean to settle?
So who's settling? That's the question I have. Who's settling? Because at some point we all settle for somebody, right? Who settles? Now, are you familiar with the term hypergamy?
How perfect?
Hypergamy.
No, I'm not.
Okay, so I'm sorry. Hypergamy is in a woman's nature. And what it basically means is a woman is always striving to get the next best mate. Okay.
Oh.
And this is inbred in us from genetics since human beings were human beings. Because think about it, go back to the caveman days. If somebody came through and raided the village, if raiders came through and raided the village and killed all the men, the women had to quickly adapt and go with that group of men because they had to survive for them and their kids. Okay. So hypergamy is in a woman's nature, and there's nothing wrong with it, women. So don't feel bad if you feel that way. But sometimes you need to make sure that where you think you're going to monkey branch to or elevate to, you have put in the work to be able to do that. Okay. But with that, a lot of times we'll see women put themselves in situations that are not always the best for them because they're always trying to get the next best man. You know, and I hate to say it, a lot of times, a lot of the women are dating and having sex with the same men and they don't even know it. You know, so we got to make sure we understand what that means first. And then now I want to make sure, repeat the last part of that question. I want to make sure I answer it thoroughly.
Hold on a minute. I moved on to my other question. I want to make sure I got. No. It was just, I said, what does it mean to settle? I said, you know, because some people say.
So back to settle. So
okay.
At some point, we all are gonna settle for someone we feel like meets what we need in our life. Okay. Now, a lot of people are using that settle term in a negative way, and it's not always in a negative way. And I hate to say it. From what I can see and hear, a lot of times it's the ladies feeling like they're settling because they've become a boss chick. They own a couple of hair salons. They got a nail shop or whatever it is they're doing. They've secured a bag and they feel like they have to settle for a man that's doing less than what they're doing. And a lot of times I don't think people understand how challenging it is out here for men to hit their financial stride. So, but at the end of the day, we all settle for someone. And we just got to make sure we settle for the right person, you know. And I just hate to see that settle used in a negative way, you know, because I'm not perfect. My wife's not perfect, but we're perfect for one another. And we settled for one another, you know, and we're 24 years later, you know. So, hey, it is what it is.
I love it. I love it. And speaking of your wife, you said y'all been married for 24 years. When did y'all get married? When did y'all get married? When did y'all get married?
August 20th, 1999. I met her in school. And that's another thing. Our queens, our sisters, they're going to school, they're getting educated, but I think they're missing out on a lot because while they focusing on getting that BS or that MS or that PhD, they need to be focusing on getting that MRS. Because a lot of the guys that you need are right there with you. You need to be focused on becoming a missus if you can. But, you know, we got this culture where, girl, you got to do your hot girl summer and you got to live your 20s. And, girl, don't do all that. Don't settle down. What you settling for? Man, that's the best thing me and my wife could have ever done because ain't nothing out there in that streets. But and I call it a couple of D's. And can I say what I want to say? You say I can say it.
Go ahead, man.
So they're in the streets, ladies, ain't nothing but a few D's. And D for, you know what, penis. I'm going to say penis. I'm going to be PG-13. Disease, divorce, and depression. Okay? 4 D's that's in the streets right now. So if you out there moving around in the streets and you think you want to do all that extra stuff and you need to find the right guy, there are 4 things out there for you that are not good for you. Okay? D, disease, divorce, and depression. And not necessarily in that order. Typically, they come all together. So if you out there taking in all the energy and seeds of these different guys, yeah. And you wonder why you can't settle down and get together with somebody else, you had too many bodies. We got too many bodies. And I'm going to be very honest with you. I'm not buying a 2000 Chevy Impala with 300,000 miles on it that need a new transmission and paying brand new prices for it. And a lot of y'all think y'all want to sell it to somebody, and I'm not buying it. And it goes the other way as well. It goes the other way as well for men. Men, if you ain't got your stuff together, if you a 97 Chevette with a flat tire, she don't want that. She can't go nowhere in that. So, and it goes both ways. It goes both ways. So,
oh my God.
I mean, that's just my logic. That's just my logic.
Oh my God. Yeah, man. I told y'all this is why we're here. This is why we're here, man. Because this wake-up call. Yes, we need to talk to you like this. Kids you got?
I have a set of twins, boy-girl twins. And they are 22. They're doing well. They're, say again?
I was about to say, how old are they? You said 22.
22. Yeah. So let me just tell you a little bit about me. I had an old soul at a young age. I grew up, my parents, my mom, my dad, some of the best parents God could ever have blessed me with. My dad is the reason I am the man I am today. And I thank God for him every day. And he's still here with us. And every time I get a chance, I try to talk to him, because that's another thing that we're missing. And you see it in the world today, the lack of positive male roles in home. And a lot of these guys, they may be males, but they're not men. And it's a big difference between a male and a man.
Yes.
And I do my best to try to give my son everything that my dad gave me to make me the man that I am today. And I think I've done well raising my family with the support of my loving, caring, beautiful wife to where we are today. We live a great life, and I can't complain about anything, because again, I know my mom and my dad planted the seed for me and my brother to be the men that we are today. But we're missing a lot of positive, strong male role models in our communities and in our homes. And when the man is not in the home, everything else suffers. And you're seeing the remnants of it right now in our communities and society. Look at our young men. Look at some of the crazy stuff that they're doing. You know, look at just how they're carrying themselves in the streets and just what they're doing. And there's not a care in the world, and everybody's selfish and focused on their own selves. And they're not really caring about where our race and our culture is going. And that bothers me sometimes when I see some of the stuff that I see in the news and on social media. And yeah, but I didn't mean to get off subject with that, but I just need to share that, brother.
No, we need all of that, man, because when you give us, that backstory, whatever, it helps them know who they're getting it from, right? Where it comes from. Passion.
I knew what I wanted early. Yep, I knew what I wanted early. I was focused and determined. And I knew what I wanted to go out there and get. And, when I met my wife, it was a no-brainer for me. I was a pretty popular guy back in high school. I never really had a problem with the ladies. And, hey, it is what it is. And I met her. She's a beautiful woman, and she checked the boxes for me. And I knew she came from a great family. She came from a family like mine. She had a mom and dad as well. And that makes a difference as well, because, again, I said in that faith, family, and finance, and that other. If y'all come from different family backgrounds, it's going to be hard sometimes for you to get together and understand one another and make a life together. Because if I came from a single parent home and you came from a nuclear home with both mom and dad, we were raised a little bit different. There were different responsibilities put on you at a different age than it was for me, and vice versa. So the similarities in the foundation. You can't build a house on an unsolid foundation or a sandy foundation. It's not going to stand the test of time. It has to be a solid foundation out the gate. So,
oh, Father God, I'm just going to pause right now. Thank you, Father God, for this night, for this episode, for this information, thank you. I knew it. Listen, man, I know you have not seen episodes we have done, and you are hitting on some things that's helping to thread some of those things together, even to answer some of those, So, okay. This is so good. So, last thing regarding you and your wife, and I've done this when couples came on together. So, how did y'all meet? How was that? Somebody's living single, right? They want what you got, and great, right? And so, how was that interaction of you at first date and y'all becoming, and hooking up? Well, not hooking up, but.
Well, again, we met in college. My wife's a nurse. I'm a nurse practitioner. So it was a no-brainer. I met somebody that was in a similar profession as mine, that had similar goals as mine, and I knew her family. I went to school with her stepbrother, so I knew her very well. I knew how well they were raised. So I knew they came from a great family. So when we had an opportunity to meet, you know, when I would see her in passing before we became, you know, more close, I thought, oh, that's my boy stepsister. You know, I never really saw her because he was my boy. That was my dog. We got in a lot of trouble together. So I didn't want to, you know, you don't want to ruin the relationship with your boy by maybe doing his sister wrong. So I was like, nah, I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready then anyway. But when I saw her later in college, and, you know, I saw her, I was like, oh, yeah, that's my boy's sister. Yeah. So one thing led to another. And again, you got to think about it. Let me just be real here. All these dudes, let me tell y'all guys, y'all really want to play the game? Get your head right and go to school. And guess what? All the women at school, they're in the nursing program. Now you talk about a buffet, ooh, baby, yeah, it's a buffet in the nursing program. And you know you're getting a professional woman that can really support you in your journey wherever you're trying to go in life. So, but I laid my plan out to it. What I wanted to do is I wanted to become a nurse and eventually become a nurse practitioner, own a business, and do a few things, this, that, and the third. And she was on board with that program, and the rest is history. And we have lived a great life. I had to pinch myself sometimes because it don't seem real, brother. It don't seem real. But we have a great life. We have a great life. And again, we have something, when you talk about Black love, we have something that doesn't exist like it should today. And a lot of that's because of how our community has slowly eroded over time with regards to how we saw the importance of relationships and mom and dad making a family and keeping that family together. We're too quick to divorce. We're too quick to do some things that splits the family apart. And that's why we have the disaster we have in our community right now. That's why the prisons are overrun with young men. And that's why we got baby mama drama all over the world. And we got to fix that. And it starts at home with mom and dad.
Thank you for and painting that picture of that Black love, you know, and giving somebody hope, you know, does exist, you know, and like when God presents you with it, right? When it's presented to you, why are you still searching elsewhere, right? But then posturing yourself in such a place that you are able to get some good pickings, if you want to that, you know, and tell you, you know, get to position yourself.
Yeah. So back to that question I didn't want to answer. I think I got a better way to answer it now. And so it was men know the difference between what you call a woman. You're not a, you know, you said she's a queen. She's not a, remember what you said?
Oh, I said queen or lady and not right.
Men know the difference between that and a wife. Men that's on their square. So ladies, if you carry yourself a certain way and you get a certain reaction, a lot of that's on you. Because I know a wife when I see one. And I'm going to be very honest with you. Some of this foolishness I'm seeing in the streets today, y'all, not a lot of wives out there. And that's why guys are doing what they're doing. Now, I don't know how you feel about that, but that's just what I see. I know a wife when I see one. I know a classy lady that can conduct herself in multiple environments when I see one. And some of the stuff I see is ratchet as hell. Excuse my language, but it's ratchet. And we cannot let Cardi B and all Meg Thee Stallion and Lizzo and all them people, that's not life. And they're portraying a character that sells music and gets clicks and goes viral. But as a man, I do not want that. And if you present that to me, I'm going to pay the check and keep it moving. I'm not going to ever call you back because that's not what I want. That's not what I want. And most men won't be honest and say that. But I like a natural lady. I like a natural lady. I want her. I mean, ain't nothing wrong putting on some makeup, but if it take you 2 hours to get your face right, we got a problem here. I need just a little bit of makeup and your natural beauty and your feminine essence. And I'm going to be that man you need me to be. I'm going to open the door. I'm going to put you where you need to be. You're going to be provided, protected. I'm going to be on the side of the street that keep you from getting hurt. I'm going to pay the bills and all the other things you need. I'm going to make sure you have that. But when you don't present yourself that way, that's why we're getting some of the results we see. And I'm not making any, I want to be very clear. I'm not making any excuses for what's going on. But a lot of it has to do with both the roles that we, both men and women, are playing today in our society, in our communities.
What are you attracting?
Well, you are what you attract. So again, if you put on, look, if you out there in the streets and you put on the 304 get up, you know what that means. No, women know what the 304 is. If you put on the 304 get up and all you getting is pookies and ray-rays and pimps and players and this and that and the third, is what you're presenting, baby. Now, I ain't saying you got to be a church girl with the flow drag and skirts and the big hats and all that on. You can still be a classy lady and dress feminine and sexy. And the man is going to approach you. But in some things, we're just not going to waste our time approaching, at least unless we are trying to get a quick smash and dash. And we know what that looks like. We know what that looks like. And then I'm going to be honest with you, ladies, you can't get upset if that's what happens, if that's what you're projecting and presenting in the community. So, but I can see a group of young women and I can see the wife in the group. And a lot of times there's only one, if it's one at all. And it's sad. And you can't say anything to them. You can't say a word. Everybody got this energy and they want to walk up on and challenge a man. So I don't even say anything. Me and my wife enjoy ourselves and we keep moving.
Right.
But I love where I am right now at this point in my life. And I would not want to be out here in the streets dealing with what I see out there every day. So I sympathize with you.
My God. I don't know what it means, what a 304 means. So how can you break that down for me and those who don't know?
It's that other word that you said earlier, a queen and a classy lady and a H-O-E.
Well, okay, so I got you. You thought I said that. I didn't say that. That's all I forgot. What did you think I said? So that's a 304?
That's what the 304 is, baby.
Wow. Okay, man, you dropping some good stuff. You sound like a brother, a daddy, a uncle, a doctor, and you sound like it all. A teacher. Yeah, we get all of that because he's all of that.
I'm just a real low-key brother, man. I just keep it real. I don't sugarcoat a lot. And I'm not trying to offend anybody, but it's just what I see.
But see, that's why I told you your whole approach comes very much out of love. It's known. I'm coming with truth. I'm coming out of love. I want better for you. You can hear that, right? But it's like so it sounds like brother. It sounds like dad. Those are people who talk to you in a way because they care about you. What you doing like that? Why you looking like that? Why you dressing like that? Why you acting like that? You know, this is what's So that's what you bring. So
and that's exactly where I'm coming from, brother. Right there. What you just said. That's where I'm coming from.
Yeah, that's you. Qualities. What particular quality or qualities would you advise anyone to make sure they see? Because see, people, you hear about the red flags. Well, so what should I look for? What is that quality they should make sure and look for in a potential mate?
Well, your moral compass. You all should have a moral compass that's very similar, meaning that I treat people the way I want to be treated and vice versa. I am who I say I am. I show up as that person every time. You know, I don't say one thing and do another. You know, I'm honest. You can hold me accountable. You know, I'm not going to try to manipulate you with my words or manipulate you with my emotions or my sex to get something out of you. You know, but again, a lot of times we're in this touchy-feely hookup culture that we don't take the time to get to see that. Because a lot of times, and I hate to say it, guys, all we see is, you know, the breast, legs, and thighs and the butt and the BBL that we see today. And then the women see the tall 6-pack, you know, whatever, 6 inches, whatever they think they see. And that's it. And then they make the physical connection, but they never make that spiritual connection, that real connection. And that's what we're missing out in a lot of these relationships, because once the act is done, you both go your separate ways, and there's really nothing. You didn't get anything out of that. You know, you just racked up another body, put yourself at risk for a STI or a life-threatening disease, and you really got nothing out of it. You satisfied a sexual need, a physical need, but you're still missing out. You're still missing on that thing that you want in your life. And I don't know how we fix that, my brother, but your moral compass has to be correct. They have to be a good person. You need to see them in every emotion. You need to see them in every emotion. And you know a good place to see somebody in every emotion? Take them to one of them escape rooms. you know, the escape room where you go and you got to figure out as a team how to get out of there.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
So I want you to think about it. In an escape room, they're going to give you a scenario, give you some questions or whatever to answer, and you all got to figure out how to get out of there. If you ladies want to see what kind of man you're dealing with, and you men want to see what kind of lady you're dealing with, take her in an escape room, take him in an escape room, and you're going to see if he's a leader, if he's a problem solver. Can he figure this thing out? Is she going to take the lead, boss you around, tell you to shut up, tell I got this, I know this, that, and the third? You're going to see all of the emotions. You're going to see the joy, the love, the anger, the resentment, all of the emotions. You're going to see it in that escape room because it brings it out of you. The fear, you're going to see it. So if you really want to know who you're dealing with, you need to see every aspect of their emotional capacity, because what you see there, it only gets worse when you marry them or get into a serious relationship with them. So if you don't like what you see in there, don't waste your time. Keep it moving.
Wow. That's a first. Okay. So add that to your list. I told y'all, make sure you have all these.
That's a good date. That's a good date to test your mate to see what you have as an escape room. Good date.
A good date to test your mate. So I've told you all to make sure and incorporate these questions in conversation with your potential mate. I told you to make sure you get that love language quiz, and you do that. Do that with a potential mate. And now I'm adding on to that the escape room my brother just gave you.
Yep.
I had not doing it yet, but everything you just said, I see it. I see it being, because it allows you within a short range of time, short period of time, to tap into all these emotions, this character.
Leadership, problem solving, all of that. You're going to see it in that escape room. I don't care how you try to slice it, because y'all got to figure out how to get out of there. And somebody got to take lead. Somebody got to problem solve. Somebody got to submit and listen.
Well, I know I've had a problem with women calling themselves, I'm trying to do something or whatever like that, or I am handling it and whatever. And just because you're the female, you think you got another way or whatever, you know, that's too much aggression, you know.
Well, there's a caveat there too, brother.
Okay.
If a man is supposed to lead, okay, but when you find the right mate, the right wife, it makes you a better leader. Because, man, I talk to my wife about everything. I don't just make all these random decisions and just that we're gonna do, unless it's an emergency. I got to do it. I do it. Outside of that, I say, look, baby, this is what I'm looking at. This is what I'm thinking. This is what I'm planning to do. Anything you want to add? Because I respect her. And I want to make sure that she's comfortable with the decision that I'm making, because it's me and her in this. It ain't just me, even though I'm the head and lead and all that other stuff. But I understand the value that she adds to my life. And because of her, I'm a better man. I'm a better husband. I'm a better provider. I'm a better protector. I'm a better leader. All of that. So, but you got to find the right one.
You got to find the right. So what you said, and I agree with all of that. I love that. That's why you want that run, so that I can, because as a man, I need to have somebody I got stock in, who got stock in me, I can lean on, I can be vulnerable with, I can stand with, and you can tap in, you can help me from that aspect, right? And get that. What I'm talking about. Talking about that. Yeah, I'm all of that. I'm talking about that other sister, you know, who I've seen it happen with other guys, and I've seen it happen a couple times with me or whatever, you know, but just being able to, but going back to if it's the right one, also know the right way to relay it to you, because they respect you. They respect your leadership, you know, and they see that you respect them enough to tap into them. But, you know, it's not a taking over thing. It's, I'm letting you lead, but baby, think about this, you know, or whatever, and consult.
There you go.
So, yeah.
That's it right there. That's it right there.
All of what you said, though. Yes. Oh. Yeah, no. No. Good. Like I said, I'm in agreement with everything you said. I love all of that. No debate at all. Yeah, it's just that, and this goes on both sides. A man, even when you're leading, you know, you want to lead in a respectful way, in a loving way, right? She's going to bring add to it in a respectful way, but let her know I'm not leading in a dictatorship way, whatever. And I'm not, I'm the one, I'm leading in a loving way. I realize you're my partner, and
well, you're going to be a dictator in certain instances. You're going to have to be, because certain things you're just going to have to say, look, we're not doing that, and this is why, and it's not open for discussion. You're going to have to do that a few times. But at the end of the day, it needs to be a respectful leadership where I respect her, she respects me, the decision lies on me, but I'm not just going to be reckless with it. And that's the problem I do see with a lot of men. They're reckless leaders. They don't know what the hell they're doing, and then they just run off and do it, and they don't even consult their partner or their wife about anything. And again, women have a lot of valuable experience that they can offer. They see things that we don't see. She's my eyes in certain situations where I didn't see something.
Yes, Lord.
Okay.
Yes,
so
Lord.
When she see it,
right.
I gotta say, hold up. You know what, baby? You right on that. You know what?
Yes.
You right.
Yeah.
Let me take a step back before we make this decision, because she's gonna see things from a feminine perspective. And men that understand that, again, they make us better. That's our helpmate. That's what they're there for.
Yes, God, they do. Yes, God, they do all of that. Yes, God, they make us better. They, and that's why I was telling somebody today. I said it's the difference between, but therefore that's a mature woman, especially if she's a spiritually mature woman. She's tapped into her qualities, her traits. She understands she's not conformed to the culture and, corrupt by that. She understands who she are and what she brings, and she's able to bring it in a way I think that it would be received by the right guy.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. The right guy.
And then we need to capitalize. I'm sorry. Go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Yeah, we need to capitalize on one another's strengths and weaknesses. Where I'm weak, she's stronger. Where I'm strong, she's weaker, and vice versa. And that's how we capitalize on that, and we build and move forward. So, yeah.
Well, that's the segue to our next one, and that is, what does it mean to you when you hear a woman is a helpmate? And do you see it? And you already said that, though. Do you see it?
Yeah,
do you see it in today's society?
Yeah, you don't. Yeah, well, I hate to say it, a lot of women are actually leaders themselves, because they're having to lead the home with the absence of men. So when a man is not there, she has to step into that masculine role and be a provider, protector for her family that has been left uncovered. And I'm gonna just say this, ladies: you can't continue to do what a man do and expect to remain a lady. It's not gonna happen. You're gonna become hard and tough, and men are not gonna want to deal with you because you're not soft. So you can't keep doing what a man does and expect to remain a lady. It's not going to happen, even if you look like it. But your actions, your emotions, your demeanor is going to be very tough, and it's going to push a lot of men away. Okay? Men like soft, feminine women. Okay? I ain't saying you got to be dainty like an egg. You go egg that's going to shatter as soon as it hit the ground. I ain't saying that. You can still be a strong woman, but this strong, independent thing, that's a turnoff for a lot of men. Because who comes to rescue somebody that's strong and independent? Nobody. Nobody. So, but yeah, a helpmate is a woman that's going to complement all of your shortcomings, all of your weaknesses, and then you're going to balance her by doing the same for her, and vice versa. So when you find a helpmate, you know it when you have it, because I can lean on my wife on certain things that I know that she can do. She's very good at, and I can know that it's done. And I know she's going to do what's best for us, in my absence, and vice versa. And she can trust me that I'm going to go out there, I'm going to get what the family needs, I'm going to bring it back, and she going to make this house a home, and that's it. We're going to build from there.
No competition.
No, there's no need. What are we competing? Why are we competing? We're competing it with the world, if anything, but we're not competing with one another. There's no need.
Yes.
We are one.
Yes.
We are one. I'm not trying to one up her and vice versa.
Yes. Yeah.
And again, I hate to say it, but some of the men, they abuse that lead stuff, because again, some of you men don't know how to lead. And your life is a perfect example that you don't know how to lead, but women allow you to because they try to submit to your program and you don't know what the hell you're doing. And you take it to your head and then you end up driving the car off the cliff with everybody in it. And then you wonder why the women say what they say. I feel them because I've seen it. I've seen it. But if men can humble themselves and take the input of a sound-minded, intelligent sister who is trying to be on your program, you'll be amazed at how much further y'all can go and elevate in life.
Yes. Yes. That's all. You say he don't even know how to lead his own life. Look at his life.
You can look at his life. You know he ain't doing what he need to do, and then you gonna let him lead you? You got to be a fool. I'm not doing that. He can kick rock.
Oh, okay. Since we're talking about him, next question. Provider and protector. Provider and protector. What does that mean? What does it look like? Do you see it?
Yes. So, as a man, you got to make sure you can provide and protect for yourself before you bring anybody else into the fold. So, a lot of men look, they ain't got a pot to piss in or a back door to throw it out of, and then you want to try to go get a wife. What you gonna do with it? You have a piece of job. You sleeping on your uncle's couch or in the basement. You catching city transit or riding a bike to work. What you gonna do with a wife? Because your responsibility bringing a wife into your life is you got to be able to provide for her. You got to make sure she's safe and protected in every aspect of that. On top of that, you procreate. You know, whatever life you bring into this world with her, you are responsible for doing the same for that life, providing and protecting. Make sure she's safe, got what she needs, the baby safe, got what they need, and you go out there and you conquer the world and bring it back so mama can make that house a home. And you're supposed to protect in every aspect. And it ain't just always being macho and want to fight everybody and want to pull your gun on everybody, but you have to do that from time to time. But you got to make sure your home is secure. You got to make sure she understands when I'm not with you, some things you need to be looking for and how to, make sure you can navigate this world safely when I'm not with you. Just simple as me opening and closing the door for her. If somebody chasing us or somebody's trying to harm us and I may not see them, me getting her in the car first, at least she's safe. I'm a man, I can handle whatever threat this is. And they don't want none of this. They don't want this in their life. So, and I'm not a violent person, but I'm going to protect me and mine. So just simple as doing that. Then if you're walking on the streets, I see men do this wrong all the time. You're walking down the sidewalk and your girl is close to the traffic. Why? You're supposed to be outside because men are supposed to always be on alert. I'm always on alert. My wife she don't even pay attention to what's going on. She'll probably walk into a pole if it wasn't for me sometime. But I'm always on alert because I'm looking. I'm making sure I got our back. I got my six, her six, and I'm looking ahead, scanning the crowd while she's running off at the mouth. Because women to talk your ear off. You listen. But I'm also scanning the environment. I'm looking for potential threats. And a lot of women are unprotected and uncovered out there because they don't have a good man in their life. And women are vulnerable. So my goal is to make sure that wherever we going there safely. We're going to have a great time. We're going to get back safely. And just by, again, opening the door, keeping her on the inside of the sidewalk, opening the door, going in and out, making sure she sits at the table, treating her like a woman's supposed to be treated.
Right.
And then she reciprocates to me in ways that I like. She responds to my love language and all those other things. So it's a win-win, man, if you know how to play it. But a lot of us don't know how to play it because we haven't seen it.
That part.
You can't do what you haven't seen.
We got this right here. That's exactly why we got this. Because I watched the Kendra G show, and everyone would call in, and I would see people. I'm like, "Are you serious? This real? This person talking like this way?" And they ain't seen nothing. They ain't seen anything.
That show was a trip. I watch a few episodes of that as well.
I have to skip past some things about that. I'm talking about her herself. I just love the way she's navigating on a different level with, trying to empower those who, but man, even what I see in today's society, to what you're saying, I think that our dads visited the same school, was in the same class, because I don't understand. And I'm like, yeah, you get on the outside, and how many women I've had to tell and tell again, can you get on the inside, please? Because I don't even feel right. I'm out of my whole element walking on this side, and you there. I wasn't trained this way since a boy.
Yep.
I was.
And bro, my wife is not gonna open the door. If I'm with her, she ain't opening no door. She ain't gonna do it.
Yeah.
She'll stand there and wait. She'll stand there and wait till I open the door.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm supposed to do. And it's just simple stuff like that.
Yeah. I've had to run times because the woman tried to go first, whatever that. And I do understand those women who say, well, I'm so used to doing it, whatever. But it's almost like you're used to doing it, but you're not preparing yourself for when you're in the company of the man. I need you to prepare yourself when you're in the company of a man to let him be the man. You know,
well,
let me open the door, you know, and
but I don't mean to cut you off, brother, but that goes back to what I just said. Women are put in a position to where they have to be that.
I know.
If I have had these kids by this guy and then he didn't show up to take care of them, I have to now be father and mother. And unfortunately, women do a great job at raising these single families and as best as they can, but you can't take on a role as a woman of a man and expect to remain a woman. So when you see a woman out there and she don't want you doing this or get mad when you do it, a lot of it has to do with what she's forced to do day in and day out. So I try not to take it personal. I try not to take it personal, but that's what they are.
Yeah. Okay, don't person. When you said that earlier, I thought about Steve Harvey, but I thought about it a little differently because I wrote it down a little differently. It's like, you know, you look like a lady, but you're acting like a man.
All right. Hey, that's it. That's literally it.
Yeah, don't. The doctors say don't do that.
Y'all right.
The doctors say don't do that, y'all. Whatever. But yeah, but a lot of the women who have been placed in such situations on leadership, they've had to rise up, man, and they've probably not had role models that told them how to do it in a healthy way. But it wasn't designed to be that way, so it's going to come with extra. It's going to come with extra weight. So being able to navigate that is something to, whoa, you know, that's why some women go ahead and jump into another relationship. I've heard a lot of them, I'm looking for a man, I need a man, you know, and so maybe that's why they have all these uncles coming out there trying to fill that role because it's too much for them. She said she's tired of playing that role, that kind of that masculine role. She said it to some degree like that, and she said, I just need help now. She said, I just need to let it be known I need help.
Yeah.
Wow.
But again, that's where men need to be needed. So when you women, you put that call out that you need help, you need to allow a man to be a man and be needed. Because if I come in to try to help with this situation and build something with you, but every time I do something, you tell me I'm doing it wrong or you're trying to tell me how to do it, I'm not going to stay that long at all. You're going to run it. That's the quickest way to run a man off. A man that's on his square, that's thorough and trying to build something with you, that's the quickest way to run him off right there.
Yep. And you said it earlier, you said, I'll go ghost on you. You know, you said, pay for the meal and go. She on the said, it was a good day. No, he paid for the meal. He paid for the meal. But you ain't gonna see him no more.
Yeah, I'll be like, check, please. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go to the restroom and I'll send her Uber. I'll be gone. I won't even come back to the table.
Your Uber, such a good guy.
Look, now I'm still a gentleman now. I'm still a gentleman. I might be cold on some stuff. I'm still gonna be a gentleman. It's my responsibility that I brought you out here. I need to get you back safely. So I'll make sure you get home safely, but you ain't gonna see me no more.
You ain't gonna see me no more. My goodness, ain't answering that call. Don't text me. What? Come on. Yeah. Block. Okay, so that's some real stuff. I like it. Y'all need to know what's real because what are some unrealistic and unreasonable expectations that singles have of each other.
Well, we want stuff from others that we can't even do for ourselves. How can you expect somebody to come in and do something that you can't even do yourself? You know? And I hate to say it, it's more so on the female side, because women are literally want to wait at the finish line for somebody to cross the finish line and then just accept them as they are. And that's not how this works. That's not how this works. A man takes time to build himself. And I'll just make sure people understand. It takes a man for him to hit his stride. If he gets into a chosen career, profession, blue collar, white collar, whatever it is, it takes him to about 30 to 35 before he gets to a point to where he can say, I'm able to take care of myself and I'm able to bring in somebody else and take care of them. Again, I'm different. I'm a little bit different because I was an old soul. I was raised a little different, and I was a man on a mission. I was very focused. And I was able to do some of that premature than and I still didn't do it to the level that I'm doing it at now. I'll be first to say that, because over time I've gotten much better at it. And now, again, there's a process as well. But we want things that are not realistic. We want a fairy tale ending. We want that 100% when you may only get that 80%. And you can't expect something that you're not willing to give as well. So how you want everything given to you and then you just want to sit and receive and you do nothing? Where does that work? Who's doing that? I'm not. If it's not reciprocated, somebody's finna kick rocks. Somebody's finna get some bags and finna straight kick rocks, because I'm not having that. So, but I think we need to look realistically at what we really want, and then see if somebody has a plan. And again, if their actions line up with their words, and they have demonstrated over time that they honor what they say, that's somebody you want to give a chance for a long-term relationship to try to build something with. And realistically, you'll be amazed at what that can blossom into over time. Me and my wife have had many great years together, which has led to a great life that we live right now. And again, we planted a seed years ago that we're now in a season of harvest, and we're reaping the benefits of all the hard work we did professionally and having our family and just where we are at this point in our life. And I thank God that we met and we were able to stay together and do what we're doing.
I love it. I love it. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Now, is your wife, does she work from home? Does she just take it to home? How does the whole job in itself? So does she also have a job?
Yeah, my wife is actually a boss. She's a director of nurses at the hospital, local hospital here in Houston. But she's a wife. She knows how to go to work, do that role, and come home and be a wife. And again, I wouldn't have it any other way. If she didn't want to work, she didn't have to. But some women need an outlet. They need something to do. And again, it's just me herding the dog here, because our kids are in college, finishing up college. You know how the young folks are today. They're doing their own thing. So we don't see them as much because they're coming and going. So it's really me, her, and the dog. So we travel a lot. We date a lot. We go out to movies and, concerts and different things of that nature. And we love spending time with one another. And that makes a difference. That's that fun I was talking about. That's that fun I was talking about. Yep. That's that fun. And we also share that. We share that on social media because we want people to see that this love, it exists. We got a platform where we share different things that we do, because people think that this is like some fairy tale, and it may seem like a fairy tale, but it's been a lot of hard work. Yeah. We didn't wake up and fall into this. We worked to be what we are. Yeah. So a good relationship, whether it's a relationship or a marriage, requires work. Okay. Yes. Yeah. Requires work. Yeah. Good relationship requires work. That's good. That's good. We don't want to leave dog out. What's dog name? His name is Rocky. He's a Chihuahua, a Chihuahua Dachshund mix. He's been with us about 12 years now, I think. A great addition to the family. She treats him like a baby. It's her little fur baby. Yeah, come on, Rocky. Okay. Yeah, but he know who the top dog in the house is. He know where to get off at. I don't play all that. You can get on out the way with all that. I tolerate him, but look, you can go on with all that. You go over her with all that. I ain't got time for that. I love it, y'all. This is my brother. Yeah. I love it.
So down to the last two, what are some turn-offs? People are, you actually made mention of some earlier, you know, and there are people who are looking for somebody or trying to be found or whatever, want somebody to want them, but there's some turn-offs. What are some turn-offs?
Well, turn-offs.
You know, even with that, I know it is based on what you know, everything is, you know, is subjective, right? But what are some, what you see and what you hear turn-offs?
I don't like a beautiful woman with a stank attitude. That's not a good look. And then I look at how you treat people that would be considered beneath you. Like, I mean, I don't want to say a wait staff is beneath me, but if you're nasty with the waiter, the waitress, you're a nasty person. And that's a turnoff, you know. And then just how you carry yourself in the world. You know, are you open to meeting new people, doing new things, you know, like that? Because if you're closed off and you think you're greater than thou and you're the best thing since sliced bread, that could be a turnoff as well. You could be the most beautiful woman or the most handsome man in the building. But if you have those qualities, that's not something I can live with long term, you know. And let's be real. You gotta be something my type that I like. You gotta present physically something that I like as well. So you gotta look like you care about, you know, you take care of yourself. You know, you got some class, you know, because if I can see all of your what God gave you, that's not necessarily a turn on like you think it is. And if it is a turn on, it's short term. That's not a wife.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
If there's nothing to the imagination, me and imagine certain things about that, and that's it. And we move on to the next. Because we're not gonna set up shop there permanently.
Right. You're hearing it. Y'all hearing it. This is a guy speaking to you, letting you know, okay, hey, we might set up a tent, but we ain't putting down no bricks.
Oh no, we ain't gonna even set up a tent. It's gonna be a sleeping bag. We'll be there a few nights and we roam.
Not even a tent. What?
No. Why waste the time? I could roll that sleeping bag up and be gone.
Oh wow. Yeah, that's good stuff. There's a a lot of guys who think that way. There's some females who think that way too now. But there's a lot of
And then the bossy, pushy, challenging, combative energy. That's another one. We're not gonna do that. If I talk to you and it's like talking to another dude, you can be pretty as hell. I'm not gonna waste much time with you because men are attracted to feminine women. Soft, spoken, you know, play like a damsel in distress. You could be the strongest, most independent woman in the damn club, but act like you need me. Act like you need me to do whatever. Don't be calling out orders and using this. And I hate to say, some women are so vulgar today. They cuss worse than men. And a cursing woman. Yeah. And for me, a woman that smokes cigarettes, no, I can't deal with you. Yeah. I'm sorry. I can't deal with you. And I like cigars, but I don't smoke them all the time. But it's just something about that for me. It's a turn off. I don't care how beautiful you are. I can't mess with you. Nope. Yeah. But a soft, feminine, inviting woman with a beautiful smile. Ooh. I mean, I'll give her the shirt off my back.
Oh, yes. I don't care how cold it is. Yes, I would. Yes. Yeah.
I'll take that. I'll take that one for the team because she's reciprocating what I like as a man. As a masculine man, that's what I'm attracted to.
Yes. And it's making you as a man, it makes you feel home. It makes you feel wanted, needed. It makes you feel lifted. The way you feel, the way she's making you feel that because that's what you need, whatever. I don't get this from anywhere. I saw this with my dad and my mom. They're gone on now, but I saw this with them, man. What you were painting, that picture, I saw it with them. Yeah, man. Yeah.
And when she presents that way, I'm going to naturally do all the other things that naturally need to be done. Provide, protect, all of that stuff. I'm going to naturally do that.
Naturally, that was second nature to my dad. My dad was in his last days. He was still thinking about my mom, calling people over to cut down some bushes in the front that was close to the front. He didn't want nobody to ever come and she'd get out the car and be hiding behind a bush. He was still thinking, covering
That's
them.
that protective. Always protective.
He had a pole light put in the yard or whatever that, you know. So while he knew everything was cold, but he knew he was not going to be there.
Yeah.
I saw this, man.
Provision.
Yes.
Protection and provision.
Yeah, you got to be able to see that, early on. If that's that person's character, from a man's standpoint or a woman, you'll be able to see it because it's who they are. It's their essence,
That's it.
It's the essence. The last question, and I know some medical knowledge probably going to come in on here, but how important is it for a person to be self-aware and so transparent with themselves and others, with their mate, but be self-aware before even pursuing a relationship?
Okay, so if you know you have some unhealed traumas, whatever they may be, because in our community, we don't like to go get the help we need. But if you know you got some unhealed traumas, whatever that is, please go get the counseling and therapy you need to heal yourself before you can ever be a partner, a mate to anybody else. Because if you got that trauma bond over there with someone that's never been healed and you bring that over here, you could ruin me. And you could ruin me and I could be the perfect person for you. But because you haven't healed, now I got a problem. Because you done brought that spirit over here, and now I got to deal with it. So for both men and women, make sure you both are healed before you get into a relationship and try to make something with someone. And if you know that you haven't gotten over that heartbreak on either side, process that first. And then once you know who you are, know what your strengths are, know what your weaknesses are, be real with yourself, look in the mirror. Look in the mirror. If you know you're not the most handsome dude, you know you're not the most prettiest lady, you gotta make up for it in other areas. Okay, guys, you gotta be more a provider, protector. If you know that you ain't got the looks that women might want, women, if you know you ain't got the looks, you gotta be more feminine. You gotta wear clothes that really accentuate your assets, whatever those are, and present yourself in a nice, caring, soft, feminine way. And again, that will attract the masculine man that you're looking for, But when you give off this energy that, I'm the alpha dog in the room, ain't nobody better than me, or I'm the baddest bee in the room, ain't nobody better than me, you're gonna attract that kind of food. That's the food you're gonna attract. And and it's like oil and water. It's not gonna mix long. It'll mix, but it won't mix long.
Self-aware.
Yeah, you got to be self-aware where you are, shortcomings, the best things about you. And a lot of times people only can see the positive things in themselves. Again, we don't like to tell people the truth today. We don't.
Yeah.
We don't like to tell people the truth. And you got to be able to be truthful with yourself. And you need people in your circle that tell you the truth as well. And then the last thing I'll say is everybody in your circle, they ain't in your corner. And you need to figure that out real quick.
Wow. Everybody in your circle are not in
They're
your
not
corner.
in your corner. Yep.
Well, we need to curb that. We need to curb that then. We're using the C's. We need to, okay, man, that's some good, real stuff. Good stuff. And it's so important to make sure, like you said, that you are at a healed place before you pursue someone else.
Yep.
That you healthy, happy, whatever. Be so self-aware. And a part of that being self-aware, and you alluded to it, there are wonderful things about yourself. There's some things about yourself you need to work on. So now, doctor, I need the doctor to be transparent and vulnerable with from another aspect. Tell us two wonderful things about you, and show us that you're so self-aware that you can tell us two things that you're working on.
Wonderful things about me. I'm a caring, giving person. if you are a good person, I'm cool with you. I read vibes and energy. And if your vibe is off and your energy is off, I'm not gonna give you the time of day. I'm really good at that. But I'm a caring person. I always have a special place in my heart for people that have challenges in this world. I've always had a special place in my heart for what I call God's angels. And God's angels are people that have like mental disabilities. You see them in the community. And I don't like to use the other name that we like to give them because I don't think that's a good term for them. But I've always had a special person in my special place in my heart for people with those disabilities. No matter what race they are, it's something about that. If I were to see them in the community and somebody were picking on them, I would step in and defend them. I don't do that. I don't think you should do that, mess with them like that, because they're special, Yeah. So those are, I would say, two good things about me. As far as things that I'm working on, what am I working on? I really thought about that. Let me see.
I always throw that at the guests. What they're working on and what's wonderful about that.
I probably need to work on my patience. I can be a little impatient sometimes. And I probably need to work on my time management. I don't manage my time the best, and that causes my patience to be out of whack sometimes. And sometimes I may snap at people that I love and I don't mean it. And so I'm working on finding ways to better manage that, to better offload things, delegate, and make sure I'm maximizing the time that I have so that I can be present in every moment.
Awesome. That's powerful. And that's going to help somebody else, because he who's able to share all of this, if he who's a doctor, if he who has all of this in good standing, good place, can recognize it, what he's still working on, that means, hey, I don't have to worry about being perfect. I don't have to worry about perfection. I just worry about progression. Yeah, I don't have to worry about perfection, just progression. Yeah, but work on that patience so that we don't have you snapping at Rocky.
Yeah, and like I said, I used to always say, brother, I am perfectly imperfect. I am not perfect by any means, and I say that a lot on my platform because I know I'm not perfect, and I strive to be better than I was the day before. And perfection is something that if I can get it, it's cool. But if I don't, as long as I'm better than I was the day before, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, you just described me perfectly imperfect, but always making progression.
Yes, sir.
And that is it, and that gives me a little, keep pushing me that. This has been so awesome. This has been wonderful, a phenomenal, very informative interview, so different from all the other wonderful ones. It's standalone by itself. It's going to be able to be something. And you came in a way, man, that was just, I knew you was coming this way. That's why I wanted you. I knew you was going to come this way. You don't do nothing else. Before you tell people how to follow you, you alluded to it as well. What is your love language?
Oh,
your top love language.
Top love language. I like I think it's words of affirmation and encouragement. I think that's one of them. And I like physical touch. And what else do I like? My wife, she knows them. Because she gives them all. I don't have to really ask. She knows exactly what I need. She gives it to me. Definitely words of encouragement, affirmation, physical touch. I can't think of the rest, but I know those at the top of the list, because when I get those, it's like I get a dopamine hit. Yeah, I'm ready to go. Whatever I need to do, I'm going to do it. I can really do it then. So, But I'm not a complicated guy. I'm a real simple guy, and I don't require a lot, and it is what it is.
Well, those are my three. Throw it in self-aware questions. One about yourself, working on yourself, and your love language. And you listen. What are the last words you want to say to the viewers and the listeners? Excuse me.
Well, I mean, again, thank you, brother, for this opportunity to speak on your platform. I love what you're doing. I hope that the information that's being shared on this platform will help bless some people and change some lives and save some lives in the process, and help people see what they need to fix. you know, and look at yourself in the mirror and know that, you know, when none of us are perfect, and we all are a work in progress, and we should all be striving to be better than we were the day before in whatever aspect that is in our lives. And we need to figure out a way how to get our family unit back together and keep it together, you know, because we are a powerful group of people, but we lack the position in life that we should be having at this point as kings and queens here. And a lot of it has to do with what we're doing right now in our communities. And so I want us to really focus on ways to fix and repair our communities to where we can be that strong force that we've always been, but at a higher level.
High level. Awesome, awesome. How can people follow you and what you're doing?
Well, I'm Priority Male. I'm on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. And it's PRYORITYMALE. Priority Male, where men's health is the priority. I'm really, what you see here, you'll see on the platform. I may cuss a little bit more. Again, I'm not perfect. I'm no Bible total scripture quoter, but I do know the love for my personal Savior. But I'm very authentic. I keep it real. I don't sugarcoat a lot. I'm a straight shooter. And I'm a very logical person with the information that I share. And I hope that the platform is blessing some people in ways that I could only ever imagine. And I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing at this point in my life to leave this world better than I found it. So you can Priority Male, LLC on TikTok, and Priority Male _male, Priority _male on Instagram and Facebook, I believe. But you'll see a picture of me with this black scrub and likely a stethoscope on. You'll know you're in the right place. And follow and come to a place where you can laugh and learn, because I make them laugh, but we also learn in the process, and we keep it real.
All of it, all of that. And I want to say this, I trust you. I trust you so that I tune in to when I hear you talking about certain subjects, right? And I know that you're knowledgeable, and I know you're coming authentically. Yeah. I need you to know that I tune in at certain times, and I share with different people a certain subject because I trust it. I've seen your consistency, but I love the approach God has given you, that authentic, real talk, everything, and that's coming with the knowledge. So keep doing what you're doing. Is nothing but greater is ahead of you, because you're making a great impact in lives that you're not even aware of.
Brother, you don't know how much I appreciate that from the heart, because it's lonely doing this. And what's sad about this, man, is the people that you thought, like I said earlier, that's in your circle, that are not in your corner. A lot of them don't even support. I get more support from people that are strangers that I've never even met versus people that I see every day.
Yeah.
And it's sad.
Yeah, I do.
But
I do too.
But I know why I'm doing this, and I'm on a mission to leave this world better than I found it, and this is my purpose. So what I'm going to do between my sunrise and sunset is being captured on my social media platform. So when I'm dead and gone, they'll be able to say, well, this brother tried it. He did his thing with his life when he was here.
Glory be to God. Glory be to God.
Man.
Glory. Listen, y'all ain't heard nothing else he said the whole time. And he done like that last thing he just said about that dash. When my brother-in-law passed some years ago and I had to do his services, eulogy services, I talked about that right there, that dash. And I talked about the life he lived in that dash. And you just made mention, and when I've gone on, you'll be able to say, look and see what he has done, what he's left behind. I live like that every day with mine, Glory, man. Thank you. Listen, I appreciate all of you for tuning in, either by Spotify, by YouTube, however you're here, but Facebook and everywhere else we're going to be. Listen, we're going international, world, global is the mission. You're going to see us everywhere. We're going to be. This right here, this platform has already exceeded our expectations, but it has a greater purpose in earth, and it's going to be accomplished. I got to say it to see it, and I'm saying it because you're going to see it, and I've already been seeing some things turn, and with Inspire on that end, and she's a woman. We're talking about that woman, right? And with what comes natural to her, but with her on that end and everything that she brings and what she has and what God is doing on this end, and all of you listeners, all of you watchers, your support. We need your support to be able to pitch to the greater and go to greater. You can text us if you want to be a guest at 404-901-8591. That same number to Zelle or Cash App us. We need your support. But there were some great things that took place today, and you're going to be seeing some things regarding that. But listen, as I say to you all the time, first of all, brother, thank you once again. Thank you once again. As I say to you all the time before we leave, and I'm saying it to you right now, please remember this. Be intentional about creating a better life for yourself. We're out of here. God bless y'all.
All right. Peace, brother. Thank y'all. Much love. Much love, y'all.
Bless you. Much love. Much love.